Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Good day, ladies and oh shucks. Okay, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the PM stream, the first streaming day that we will do together, the first stream of the year. And before we get into it, a few announcements to make. Come on, man. Okay, let's start with the announcement. The first one is I'm streaming from home. So now and then I have my two kids. Will be loud. I'll stream while there's loud noise at the back. They'll fight, play soccer around, fight, cry. So it's something that you tend to notice as we stream together. But welcome, man, to the first stream of the year. As we get into it, um, we'll speak about all the market trends that is happening, and we discuss everything together. We're gonna do it together. Quickly setting it up. As you join, do not forget to like and subscribe. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe, man. We are going for big things this year. It's not gonna be easy, but we'll achieve it together. I'm gonna work hard and give you more content. We have slightly changed. Let me test if I'm audible. Forget to like and subscribe, man. We're going for big things this year. It's not gonna be easy, but we'll achieve it. Work hard, give you more. Okay, I don't know if I was audible, but I'm hoping that now I'm audible. I'm hoping that now I'm audible. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hold on, we'll get into it. Seems like I'm audible. Okay, as you're joining, do not forget to like and subscribe. Like the live. Um, don't forget to like and subscribe. As I said, my kids are around. I'm gonna stream with my kids, yeah? So let's go, man. Let's start. Okay. Where do you start? You know how we start. We'll do for the macroeconomics and economics first and see what we have on the other side. Um, okay, let's get into it, man. So we're looking at few pairs that now they are bullish and two pairs that are bearish. When you look into it, you see silver. You see, I'm interested in NZUSD, NZDJPY, and the CHF. It looks like the Australian OZ is doing quite well because most of them is pro China 50. Um, you look at gold, it's still bullish, but just above bullish because the cutoff for bullish is 5, and now we have gotten about, 4, 5 is starting to be bullish. GBP, AUD, USD, JPY. Those are things that we are seeing as bullish, but I'm really interested also in showing you guys what's happening in the market overall. Let me quickly add this here. Um, sometimes Trumpo, you're making noise. Just gonna quit. I'm gonna quickly add the stuff here. Oh, where's this? Just gonna quickly add everything that we'll speak about Do not forget to like and subscribe. As I said, those are things that are bullish. So right now I'm just looking to add um okay, economics. But how have you been, man? December, how was your Christmas? And what are the resolution for the year? Type the resolution for the year as you like the life, and then we're gonna get to it and trade together. You know, guys, that I love you. Let's see. What the hell? Oh shucks, I added the wrong thing here. Sorry, I'm just quickly setting up this. You know when you stream and you're the only one streaming. Okay, remove. You know when you're streaming and you're the only person streaming, it tends to be a very big tricky thing. But I'd love for this to be at the bottom though. Just put it there. These are not we. Oh, didn't want this to show on the live. Let me just quickly do this. Hold on, guys. Okay. What are you doing? Don't tell me nothing. You're being naughty there. Are you gonna ask Diddy why? Mm. Can I tell you guys something? Setting up this thing, it's not as easy as people think. Um, just gonna quickly. I see where my mistake was. What's wrong? Told you guys it'll be interesting streaming from home. Paul, stop it. Hey, Tom, are you hearing what I'm saying? Then stop now. Don't tell me you'll stop. Malan, Paul. Sorry, guys. Let me just pause here and then speak to this boy. I know we are not starting on good terms, but let's get into it. So the first one that we have to look at is this article here. So we'll speak about the article and move with everything that we'll be discussing today. Big changes are coming to the interest rates. Big changes coming to the interest rates you pay on loans in South Africa. So I was interested in seeing exactly what are they expecting. So I think South Africa is reviewing the main reference rate commercial bank used to price trillion of rands of loans to clients. And then the prime guys, it's my first day streaming with my kids around, so it will be a bit hectic. You'll bear with me, but let's get to it. So the prime rate is bizarre hangover for from South Africa history that the Reserve Bank has historically refused to touch, overplaying the cost to banks and others, overplaying the cost to banks and others to change contracts, but it seems to have seen the light. Uh, um, this was said by Peter, Peter Attard, managing director and advisory from Frame Crew, and it is it is long overdue to die if the positive impact is as slight as pre-launch. So basically, we could see more basis cut points. So this is speaking about when you look at how many basis points the market is counting or they are charging the prime rate. You look at here, they say the South African is working on prime lending rate. It's said by email. This measure has been fixed at 350 basis points above the interest rate, above the country monetary policy rate since 2001. There are no timelines yet. The Central Bank said in response to the question. So what you could be saying is that remember, so for South Africa, for example, in South Africa, I think the the prime rate is at 6.75. I'll confirm that, but anyway, I'll confirm that later. That's 6.75. While prime rate by the bank that gives to consumers is about 10.25%. So when you look at that, it's about 250 basis points above that. So they want to review that. Perhaps will they take it down to 200 basis points? Abram, no, I'm not a financial person. I'm just a guy on YouTube learning how to trade and speaking the financial market with you and investing. So this will be great for South African long term. Uh, I would love to see how the bank responds with this news because this will be very interesting to see the bank response in terms of are they happy that maybe they cut the prime rate about 350% base points above the prime lending rate that is offered to the banks by the Reserve Bank, for which others are arguing it's high, where if you have a good credit score, you might get a prime minus. Let's say you're buying a house, might get a prime minus. But in this case, in this case, let's see where the bank are going. But this could be good news to the consumers. As I said, this will be good news to the consumers. We'll love to see what's gonna happen. But however, something to note is one thing what she said, one thing was they said also by Avio Capital Market says a risk will be so the risk of this will that it will start offer it will start having a negative effect on inflation because look at this. A risk will be rising inflation, which could result in the Reserve Bank increasing the repo rate, reducing the positive impact on the bank and the economy. Because now, uh, the prime rate and the repo rate are close to each other. There's not so much difference. That alone will allow consumers to afford more, which in turn the economy will be overstimulated, and then we'll see uh, increasing inflation. In that sense, then again, the banks will still have to increase rates. So this is give or take, but as well as we know that our current South African uh, inflation target is 3.1%, which is good. I think it's at the lowest for the past 10 to 20 years. I beg to be corrected. So with that alone, we can tell that they see that our inflation story is looking good. There is more room for the for growth in South Africa. But staying with South Africa again, so good news for the South African market. The good news here for the South African market, the South Africa going from junk to jewel. Um, so 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 let's just quickly. I'm just gonna browse through things that I just want to highlight as well. Rating agencies appear to increasingly inclined to acknowledge South Africa steadier fiscal footing and gradual, even if uneven, advance of reforms. So basically, according to the rating agencies, South Africa is improving. So there is a good outlook for the South African economy. That would be good, but also when you reflect that with the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, look at the SA Top 40 in the SA Top 40 index. It has overperformed. I'll just confirm how many percent above basis points now, but let's quickly say it as well. How many percent above from year to date? Oh, from last year. Let's see how many percent higher when you look at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange from year to date. So I was holding this, it held there. Oh God, look at this beauty. I was contemplating to enter, but I didn't enter. But anyway, let's just look at how many percent high. So for 1 year from last year, um, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange is up 49.5%, which also correlates with the fact that that might be a positive outlook for the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Look at this move. Straight red candles, straight green candles. So this was good news for South African economy. I'll truly I'll truly want to see where we're going next from here. Um, let's see. Again, the positive outlook reflects the potential for further improvement in fiscal metrics, government debt stabilization. If the coalition government continues its fiscal conditioning consolidation, the agency said. But my worry here with this outlook here, it seems like the outlook it's also looking at um anyway, it's also looking at the politics of the day, for which I'm not a fan of politics of the day. The coalition government. Look, it's something that for me, I don't think politics has to contribute to how the agencies are rating the country. Because now you look at the DA and ANC coalition government, they think is doing well. We can argue that, but they're taking us from junk status. We are improving. We're moving from a BP to a BP plus, which is something that to note as well by these agencies. But anyway, S&P said it expects South Africa real GDP growth to rise to 1.1% in 2025, slightly below the National Treasury expectation of 1.2%, and projects that the growth will average 1.5%, 1.5% over 2026. And um, the net treasury expectation from 1.2% project that the growth average 1.5% over 2026 and 2027. I mean, in 2028, which so far, I think last year, our GDP growth was at 0.5%. So this is good news for the South African economy. Could this allow more investors to come into economy? And which companies will be likely to look into? Will companies will likely to benefit from this economic growth that I'm really interested in investing in? So, but yeah, so this was just South African market overall. What was happening on the news? Uh, where's this? So something interesting. I'm not gonna even speak about the Apple Google AI deal. It's a massive win for investors in both techs. So this is the AI thing still continuing. We know that others were predicting that the AI move it's overspread. Maybe it's time for the AI move to collapse. But I think there's still room to go to the upside. So let's see where we're going next from here. But look, a lot can be said about the AI, but for me, there's still possible high growth for the AI. There's still way more to go for the AI. Um, and then, hey, look at this, guys. I don't know if you want to listen to this. I don't have my headset on, but it's a long video though. Here, if you get time, go to CNBC Africa and listen to this dude. Fed Chair John Powell under criminal investigation, which is interesting, eh? Wow, yes, Trumpo. What to do what? You want to draw? I'll buy you pen. Where's your pencils? Where's your crayons? Can I buy you tomorrow? Yeah? Oh Christ. Let me see if I have pencils here. I can't give you my marker. You and Nanda, you write my stuff when I give. Okay. When I give you my marker. Wait, Landa, oh. Wait for Landa. Okay, let's do this. Wait. Nini, please open it there. Check it if I want a pencil. The third drawer, yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just attending to these kids, yeah. Check pencil. Trumbo. Give him the blue one. He wants the blue one. I can I gave you the red one. Okay, wait, bring the book. Wait, bring the book. Go draw with Trumpo. Go share the book, Landa. There's no book here, Nana. Go share with Trumpo. Sorry guys. Told you. Sorry guys. So these two kids are trying to play, yeah, and have some paper pick coloring and stuff. So but anyway. I told you this is will be how our stream will be for the rest of the year. Anyway, Fed Chair John Powell under criminal investigation. Look, let's see how the market reacts from this. For me, I don't like it. Uh, I don't like it, honestly. I don't know why is it supposed to be under investigation.
Markets that have been roiled by the attack that we have seen on the US Federal Reserve overnight. Joining me for this conversation is Isaac Odenthal. He is an investment strategist at Old Mutual. On the other hand, we also have on the line Azar Jamin, an economist at Econometrics, who joins us on the line. As I said, let's see if we're able to maintain that conversation. Isaac, let me start with you. I just want your reaction when you heard or when you saw those headlines on the subpoena against the Fed Chair, Jerome Powell, and his reaction.
Well, my first reaction is we're only 12 days into January, and we've already had Venezuela, Iran, and now this. So it's obviously going to shape up to be quite a busy year for us as market watchers. I mean, ultimately, this is a big assault on the independence of the central bank in the US. This is kind of emerging market banana republic stuff we're seeing from the US, and you know, seasoned investors just I don't think ever thought we would see this day. So it does, at first glance, pose a huge challenge to the way we think about markets, the way we think about the US role in global markets. I think if we take a step back and maybe take a deep breath, nothing has actually changed, however, in the way that the Fed functions. And the Fed is quite a decentralized institution, and we could talk about that. So yeah, I think there's a bigger picture here, which is very unsettling. But as things stand, functionally, operationally, nothing has really changed at the Fed yet.
So we saw in terms of the reaction of the markets, US futures are sliding. We did see early pressure in Europe. It seems to be abating a little bit. Then, of course, we've seen the reaction of the safe havens. That's gold. We saw a little bit of Bitcoin going up, but now it seems to be coming back as well. I wanted to understand your take on the reactions of the markets that have been trading or that have traded on that news so far?
I think the fact that the market reaction, I mean, obviously market reaction is negative, but it's
Yeah.
not big.
It's not
So
say
the
sell-off.
muted nature of the market reaction, of the sell-off in the dollar and the higher gold price, I think it does suggest that investors are thinking, well, perhaps this is more bluster from the Trump administration rather than actually changing anything. Powell has come out and said that he will not go anywhere. He thinks this is an attack on their interest rate setting, but he's going to continue doing his job as he was appointed to do. And so I think you get that sense that the market is saying, well, yes, this is worrying, but we're not seeing in the near term any immediate change to how monetary policy is conducted, because Powell is still going to be there, and the other members of the FOMC will still be there. And perhaps, and most likely, this criminal investigation goes nowhere. It really is a way of threatening Powell, but it's unlikely that this investigation will actually result in his removal.
Yeah.
Well,
Azar,
guys, I
please
didn't
come
even
in.
mute the
I want your
mic.
take as well.
Welcome
Number one, on
to
the
my
attack
live,
itself,
guys.
and then number two, on the
God,
reactions
trading
we
from
have seen
home.
so far. And
You solve
perhaps a
problem.
little bit of color in terms of your
So I have
take
a,
on
I have
how
a
Jerome
5-year,
Powell
I have a
has
4-year-old
responded
and a
to this.
2-year-old. So, as expected, things like this will happen.
Essentially, there is a clear
I
stretch
don't
between
know.
the
I gave it to
Fed
you. Where did
and
you
the
put
Trump
it?
administration.
Trump Dad is
And
waking now. You're
the
gonna start. Where did you put it? No, I gave it to you. And stop crying. Why are you crying? Trump, come here. Come here. Check where you were sitting. Where is the pen? Where you were sitting, where's the pencil? Apologize. Why do you say I should have pen down? Apologize.
That's a podcast, I know. It's a joke.
Just say I'm sorry. Sure. Okay, sorry. Let's get into it. As I was saying, I just wanted to see the market reaction to this investigation. Do they like it or not? But I found it interesting because really, why do they now want to charge him with? Why do they investigate him for criminal charges? Could this be Trump's politics? I honestly don't know, but it's possible. But let's move further, guys. Yeah, today we're not gonna do much of other things. I started late, so again, speaking about the South African rand. So the Goldman Sachs expects South African rand to expand gains as conditions improves. So here, uh, currency ended 2025 nearly 13% strong against the US dollar, making its biggest annual gain in 16 years as the green back weekend broadly. So in this case, but now I saw an article which it's arguing that the South African rand it's not overperforming. However, the South African rand is not overperforming. However, it is the dollar that is weaker. That doesn't say the South African rand is it's stronger because now they went to compare the South African rand with the British pound and the euro. It seemed it was either break even or just slightly weaker. I beg to be corrected in that regard. But those are the things that I found it interesting earlier on when I read these articles. But so I think okay, the last one, more good news about interest rate in South Africa. I think I've already spoken about this. So which was interesting. Anyway, uh look at how the market moved immediately when they said John Paul could be look at that. Look at this move. We saw when they said that the dollar took a bit of a dip, and I hope it recovered for the rest of the day. But let's get into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as I said, this I will be streaming here every single day with you, except one week, and the other day I'll be streaming with you. I will be solving kids' problem while I'm streaming because I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. It will be loud, so don't be surprised. Just hang in there with me. Okay, let's get into the juicy stuff. You know I love the juicy stuff. Let's get into the juicy stuff. What's juicy? We look at The Jew, so China 50 is doing well. The gold is doing well as well. These are the top setup anyway. And when you look at top setup, looking the macro only. Anyway, at some point I did explain how H1 trade. What am I saying? The hedge funder works. So NZDUSD still the strongest one. Euro USD still getting a bullish setup. So this is like really. Look at. I don't want the macro only. Okay, here we go. So it looks like the dollar is still getting a dip. And let's look at the technicals and we'll jump back into everything. Let's look at the technicals. I would have loved to edit a trade. Yeah. This will be a good move. But gold, gold back at the all-time high again. I wanted a trade. Yeah. But I just missed it by a few pips and it just continued to the upside, which was interesting. But again, gold is still bullish. Will I still get a move, something like that, to hold the support? I am still looking into buying gold there because I think there's still so much happening in the world. Also, there's so uncertainties with the new chair, and the new chair is likely to cut interest rate, which that might push the dollar lower, and gold might benefit from that. So if you look at the reason why I'm still long gold, still a very good uptrend, still a very decent uptrend. Yeah. Could gold still come back lower? And then if gold continue coming back lower, I am gonna look for longs on gold. I think I'm more interested in gold at that high, as it retraces back to these prices. Uh, I was more interested in oil as well because at some point, oil was taking lower moves. Again, it pushed back to the upside. It is holding support. If it breaks that support, like if it breaks if it breaks support and hold above support, we are likely going to start to get higher prices. But with Venezuela story, could that be good for oil? Possible. We just have to wait and see. I said I'll look at hedge fund, hedge finder. Let's look at silver as well. It is the most bullish thing on our. It's the most bullish one, yeah. Back silver again, back to close time all high. What was interesting, we got this dip, and immediately after the dip, we just consolidated and broke above that, held that support, and pushed back to the upside. Was it something that I was looking to trade? I think not. Look, personally, I felt like silver that price was a bit high. I was looking for a deeper retracement, but interesting to see that it held that support and continued to pushing to the upside on silver, which is the most bullish one now. Yes, if it retraces back to that low, I am going to still contemplate to take silver again. I do love silver. Hmm. Dia Makar, eh? Doo-doo. NZDCHF, NZDUSD, China 50. USDs are. I just don't like using. I don't like trading USDs. It's a mission. It's a horrible. It's a horrible pair to trade. Look at this. It's just been just going lower, lower. There's nothing to trade here. I'm gonna look at NZDUSD. I've not even looked at the market for a while now, but I'm back. It is bullish. What I want to see is for it to hold this support. I think if it comes back and hold support here, to look for something like this. Let me see. To look for something like this, I will be interested in looking for longs on NZUSD. The Aussie dollar is doing quite well, so this will be a good move for me. The euro dollar, is also bullish. Look, the euro dollar might hold this support, just that I don't like it. So I want it to come lower, still give me this. So one thing that I prefer and why I look for lower prices, it's because lower prices gives good risk to reward. So at that low, I might look to go long on the dollar. On euro. It is a good thing to look at as well. One interesting one, I'm gonna look at NZD CAD, and AUD USD. Those are the last two. AUD USD. So you look at that. You know why I'm laughing. You know why I'm laughing. I'm doing this analysis here. My kids are at the back. 4-year-old is teaching. I don't know what game they're playing on the phone. And anyway, it's funny. I'm gonna look for this long, yeah. I think this is what I'll be watching for the week. Looking to hold that support and look for higher prices. On AUD I spoke about AUD and the last one was NZD CAD. It's bullish. I just don't like it. It held that fair value gap here. Let me see. This is something that I want to trade. It's not something that I want. It's not something that I want to trade. So I just went through, browsed through everything that I'm looking into. Um, Briefly, because this is the first stream of the year. I always try to stream more often every single day, prep early, and we do it together. We're gonna just browse through few other things and speak about the day trading and what you'll be looking at on the day trading. But yeah, let's see.
Okay, okay, press. Press which one? Wait, no, just press over here. Which one? No, this one. Which one? Commander, let's go. Down. Yeah! Commander, let's go. Commander. Yeah, down. Hey, I win. Wait, you press one, you press one. Wait.
Yeah, Where was I?
And let's go again.
Okay. I am thinking because tomorrow, okay, we'll speak about next week's CPI tomorrow, Wednesday CPI tomorrow. Oh, shucks, there is CPI tomorrow. There is CPI tomorrow. Okay, let's speak about it. So, tomorrow CPI inflation data, let's look at it. So, there's two things now when we want to look at the inflation data in the US. There's two things that we need to focus on, and they're very important. One, inflation data. Two, the labor data. The reason why, okay, anyway, one, CPI inflation, we don't want inflation to be skyrocketing to the upside. Why do you want? Sorry. You don't want CPI coming in like this, or CPI coming. You don't want CPI looking like this at all. You don't want the CPI looking like that. However, you want inflation to come back either 2.7 or or close. Come on, my English. Or closer to 2%. You want to see CPI coming down. That will be very good for the stability of the economy. The reason why I said we will have to look at CPI and the labor market is because the Feds has reported that they need to get one more rate cut, and also we might have a new Fed chair coming through who is pro cutting rates. So now you don't want a new chair coming in with inflation still skyrocketing. However, you still need them to come through where inflation is a bit stable between close to 2% and also saving the labor data. But now we might have the Fed cutting rates again. The next rate cuts might be coming because the labor data is not looking good. So now the next rate cuts are still to save the labor data, still to save the jobs market, but still are also looking at inflation. We don't want to see prices skyrocketing. So that is why we have seen Trump last week speaking about stopping big uh, big companies from buying houses into the property market. And I think also he spoke about credit card cap, interest cap in the credit card to 10%. So all those things he's trying to save the he's trying just to win, even though it might be what's this word I'm looking for, it might be political. However, there is a thing that's saying he's trying to save the day because now you have inflation prices skyrocketing, you have banks charging people ridiculous amount of interest, which is squeezing, which that squeeze the consumer from spending, so they don't have any shortfall cash to spend on the economy after paying mortgages and all those things. So those things are there to also propel the economy to do well. That might maybe assist in the in the GDP growth as well. But you look at unemployment rate. January was 4.4%. Um, Look, it's also high in terms of the US. So now that's what I'm saying. There is this thing that we want to save the labor data, but also when you look at the inflation that is not skyrocketing, it's not getting out of hand. So as much as the new chair that will be coming in is pro rate cuts, but inflation is also a story that we're looking at. And tomorrow, tomorrow, the ECPI, the projection is 2.7. If it stays at 2.7, it's good. But if we get a hot CPI than expected, that might push the dollar to the upside in terms of that current moment. That might be bullish for the dollar, but also if that is bullish for the dollar, we need to know that long term, it might start to say the dollar might be bullish for the long term, and something that else we need to look at the 10-year Treasury yield. What are their anticipation after the CPI? It's hot. I don't know if it makes sense. I'm mumbling today. I feel like I'm mumbling. My mind is not in the right place. But anyway, let's get into it. So, hot CPI tomorrow, that might be bullish for the dollar. And if it's bullish for the dollar long term, what are the effect long term? The effect is higher prices that might force the Feds. That's where I'm going. Higher CPI that might force the Feds not to cut rates, maybe 3 times for the year, or even hold rates, the next Fed meeting to hold rates, because now they are looking at prices which are ridiculously increasing. Let's say you get a CPI, just argument's sake. When we come back, we see a graph like this. That will be roughly about CPI of 3.4%, 3.5%, which is getting out of hand. In that sense, next time the Fed might not cut rates, because if they cut rates, meaning they're putting more money into the economy. Also, even though the jobs data is still a problem, but in this case, um, jobs data is bad. You have higher prices, so that's a very very bad combination to have. So they wouldn't want to see that by cutting rates. So they might keep the interest rate the same in the next Fed chair meeting. I think that's what I wanted to discuss with CPI coming in tomorrow. That's why I'm looking at 2.7. They're looking into stay the same. So that's one thing which I wanted to just for us to look at to look at to look to look at it. But also what's interesting that maybe as I was speaking about the labor data and the CPI data adds projection for the year. Interest rate projection for the year. Trump, what's happening? Okay, now first quarter, as I said, first quarter, the projection is inflation, I mean, interest rate still stays at 3.8%, while second quarter they might cut to 3.5%, which now all this, all that, sorry guys, let's take this call. As I was saying, I said the projection for the first quarter, no rate cut, but second quarter we might see the rate cuts coming down to 3.5%, and coming down from 3.8 to 3.5%. That will be determined by if the job data is saved and the inflation is not getting out of hand. If inflation gets out of hand, the rate cuts second quarter we might not get the rate cut as we expected. So that's something to note as well. That's something to note for sure. That's something to note, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, this is the first stream of the week, man, for the year. I'm a bit dear Makara. I've not gotten my groove trading with my kids around, so I get distracted easily. What are you doing to the baby one? Okay, why are you going? What name is there? No, go to my room. Go to daddy bathroom. Open the door. Yeah, and go to in my bathroom. Okay. So yeah, those are things that we have to look at, ladies and gentlemen. But I think tomorrow we'll have a better stream. I'll come well prepared. Uh, yeah, today, when the first stream of the year, Bedia Makar, everywhere. Anyway, well, let's discuss after CPI tomorrow. Let's discuss everything after CPI data tomorrow. I'll love to see what happens after CPI data came out tomorrow. I'm really interested in that. So yeah, okay. Did you flash? Go flash and close my door when you come out. How do you parenting and streaming at the same time? Interesting. I love it. Okay. Okay. A bit of quiet now. Let's go. Let's just quickly look at our trading setup for the week. Doo-dum. This is my story. This is my song. Saving my savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song. Saving my savior all the day long. The chance of God. Okay. There's one pair that I don't normally trade. I want to remove it. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm trying to set up this. How? There we go. No, 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 no. Okay, let's quickly do the analysis and see what potential we could have gotten for today. Let's see. And then tomorrow we'll trade properly. I need something to drink now. Let me just quickly get something to drink. I'll be back. Previous daily high. Landa. Landa. Let me get something to drink. Who's making my signature? Landa, switch, Landa. What are you doing? Yeah, it's you, switch. Singing my Savior all the day long. Riches of God. Yeah. Previous daily high. Previous daily. I don't know. I'm saying previous daily. Previous daily high. Look, if this 4 hour closes like this, there's high possibility for the continuation to the upside. Yeah. I love how it's closing. If it closes like this, um, we'll be coming to this 4 hour. We could be coming for this 4 hour fair value gap. So you could look for a continuation to the upside for that 4 hour fair value gap there. Look like beautiful continuation to the upside. Yep. So it's something to note here as we're playing around. There is that 4 hour fair value gap. If it closes bullish though, we could be going into that. Again, S&P 500 is moving exactly like how Nasdaq is moving. Compo, please reduce the volume. Again, same price section we're seeing here. Wait, is this at an all-time high? Oh, okay. S&P 500 is at an all-time high. Just gonna look for continuation. This is interesting. Okay. Close like this, come back, retest, and move back to the upside. That's what I'm looking for continuation. There is that possibility. Let's look at US30. Am I getting anything from US30 besides that possibility of coming back to that? I'm going to mark that as previous weekly high. Okay. Yesterday's high, previous daily low. I think there's more move to the upside than to the downside, to be honest. Because you saw the market coming back on the daytime frame to hold that fair value gap, and it pushed to the upside. 4 hour time frame has more room to go to the upside to that all-time high. Same thing as Nasdaq here. It's looking exactly the same way. One thing which you can't look too much into it is the 1 hour fair value gap here. Just not gonna look too much into it. It might come back, but I don't think it's something that we should be worried about. One thing I love here I'm looking at the dollar index. It's holding the PM session. It's interesting to see how the dollar index is moving weird. Oh no, I don't know. The way it's moving, look what I'm doing. But also, we have this extreme fair value gap here. So we could hold that, come back, take out all these lows. Um, but we just have to be. There's a very strong momentum to the upside. Okay. Let's look at the 15 minutes and see what we can see for the PM session. Oh. I'm gonna look for longs here. So when you look at Asia session, London last session went lower. So for those that love consolidation, so AM session, London session moved lower, while that order block pushed to the upside, pushed lower, came back. New York just held the London high and continued to the upside, leaving that fair value gap here. And then PM session right here. So PM session, Compo, can you please reduce your volume, Nana? PM session, something like this will look good for me. As I said, that high could be my target. Something like that is beautiful. I know when you look at it, one might say, but we have that trend line liquidity. But the hell that fair value gap continued higher. So um, I am more happy to look for longs as we come back here. And below that, we have this kind of a 5 minutes breaker here that is forming as well. So I think I'm more comfortable looking for long. More comfortable looking for longs. But I want it to come like something this deep, man. Oh. S&P 500 is not giving me the same thing. Uh, it's a bit overstretched. Just gonna mark this just as a reference. Yep, my reference point is working. But I will personally mark this 5 minutes for a look at. Can I get an invasion here? I don't know, but I'm more confident. I'm more comfortable with longs than shorts. I think so. I'm more comfortable taking longs than short. Oh, look at that long. Tell that 15 minutes fair value gap. Anyway, that's S&P, that's US30. Held that. Held that and continue to the upside. Hmm. Could have gotten longs here. Oh, this is horrible. No, I wouldn't. This is horrible. I don't like trading something like this. Yes, we have that move. We have a close above. Maybe if you want to be brave, something like this. Weekly high, it's a bit high. It's a bit far. Um, Target can be this high. Target can be that high. I'm not saying it's something that I'm taking, but I'm just saying, Guti, that's a map up that I will have if I consider taking this guy here. But I'll use it with concurrently with the dollar index. Oh. We get a continuation of a lower price. Okay. We look that can hold that as support. So it looks like it can hold that as support and look back to the upside. This is close to the AM high. What we saw is just US dollar sub London low and push and held that fair value gap and still continues. So what I'm wondering is, can the dollar index in this instance still come back, react here? Because held that fair value gap. Can it still hold that support of fair value gap here? If it does, it might give me an opportunity. Because Because look at hold that 5 minutes. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. Terrible. Yes, sir. Nah, I'm not gonna use the dollar index to trade there. Because yeah, not happy. So that came back, hold that fair value gap. It's holding that. I'm not gonna use this. Anyway, the only move that matters now is this kind of a move. I don't mind this for 5 minutes that is holding here. If it closes above and fail and have this inversion, I could look for short as well. But that will mean something totally different, yeah. Can I try longs? Yeah. Let's see if I'll try longs, yeah. Let's see if I can try longs, yeah. Right. Mm-mm. As you'll be watching this, do not forget to like and subscribe. So this year I want to be doing it with you guys. Such a move would be interesting for me. No ways. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I might have lost my account here. And I don't know how. It's impossible. How? What happened? Trying to log in. How? Look at attempt longs here, man. It will be interesting to attempt longs here. Just want to see this. What is the dollar index doing? So basically the dollar index needs to hold this area here and it starts moving lower. Okay. Just wanted to hold there. Bingo was his name. Uh, uh, Need to quickly send an email here. Just gonna quickly send an email here. Just quickly sending an email. Apologies. Charles dot CTV research. Sorry, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a day, man. There's nothing happening here. Still very far here. One can go short here. Doo-doo. Oh, let's see. Just gonna give it until 1/2 past. If nothing happened, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna be quiet because at the same time, I'm just quickly trying to get access to something here. Access denied. Let's see. Hold on. People drive. Hey guys, I think the first stream of the week ends here, man. Come on, man. Oh, okay. Still the same day. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Yeah. I think I'm gonna call it a day here. Love you all, guys. Let's check up tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be properly prepared and we got through a lot of stuff. Oh, hold on. We just got tagged. Hey, let's wait up. Just got tagged into this trade. Let's see if the trade will work out. Interesting. This is still quite far, hey? Could hold that and flip. Coming back to that 5 minute favorite gap. Can it hold the 5? Can it hold this 5 minutes, yeah? And continue to the upside, even though there is a flip here. Okay. Let's see. Asbune, if there's something that could hold. I'm not on the market, guys. I'm just, yeah, this is not a trade that I'm on, purely because I'm not set up for day trading yet for the year. This is not holding. This tells me something because I was trying to see something, yeah. Uh, we are holding this. So as we are looking like now, we have tapped into this 5 minutes fair value gap. Then this is a point where I'll start to look for longs. Here we go. Yep. So US30 was overstretched here. Then you should be out. US30 should be out here. Okay. Checked out. It is finished. But the most important thing here now is Nasdaq. Yep. It's gonna look for a rejection point here and look for longs. Just gonna see any rejection and leaving a fair value gap. I'm gonna look for longs. Live that is taking that, reacting on that 5 minutes fair value gap. Okay, beautiful. Yeah. Just gonna wait for the flip. Still getting that move lower. I love that. Look, now this is set up perfectly the way I wanted. So when they speak about a perfect setup, that's what I'm seeing here. Move all the way back, tapped into the 50 minutes and the 5 minutes fair value gap. So we're looking to reject now. So let's see the cutoff. I have 15 minutes to close it. Oh, shucks. I don't like it. If it flips that in time, then maybe. If it flips this in time, maybe. I'm gonna get something. I'm just gonna wait. No, we started streaming late today. Yeah? I don't know. Just waiting for the flip. What are you doing? Why? Tom. Ah, what Tom? No. I said you only drink when you go to sleep. Trumpo, do you wanna be a baby? Sis, I'm not gonna give you my phone. I'm not gonna do anything to you. No, when you always drink this thing. Go play. Go give name. You're a small boy. Sis, unless better than you.
Chicken cup.
Yes, some drink. Go to cup. One cup. No, you're a small boy. I thought tomorrow I'll give you my phone. I'm not.
I want to go to live again.
Nah, you're a small boy.
To that I tell you. Daddy,
Yeah?
I want to go to live again.
But why do you take a bottle? You behave like a small boy, sis. You can get a flip like this. Me. Okay. What did I do? You also lapisha. Oh, nice. I flip that. I'm gonna look for longs. I'll give you now. While waiting for this move to happen, I wanted to see US dollars. Oh, I just look at it only. It's fine. This will be a move that I want. Ke mo kgaile, oh. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm looking for long here. Just quickly listen to this. I was looking for a move higher, but it seems like the move is not going to happen. I was looking for market structure shift to the upside, but no, it's not. Check my levels on ES, NQ, and BTC, and on Refund stream. This may help. Check my levels on ES and QG's Bitcoin. Robot trading family. It helps. It might help who, brother? Okay, let me see this if we're gonna get an invasion here. Ooh, I'm gonna take this trade. Just gonna wait for this to close. Closes like this. I'll say I've taken it. That's something that I will take. If it closes bullish like this, something that I will take. Get a vision of that above the breaker. Nope. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Close. I'm gonna go in as it closed. Okay. Just went in there. Stop loss below. Let's see how far we go. That could be the first target, but let's see how far we go as we go to close. So this will be a trade. This will be a trade. This will be a trade. It failed again. Oh, that's close. Why did it fail? Just not taking me out, just a few pips away. If this gets saved, oh, there'll be a surprise. Hmm? No. This is. No. No. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna call it a day here, man. It looks like this friend of ours doesn't wanna move, but oh come on. But I'll tell you now, our stop loss is about to be hit. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I think it's better I call it a day. Consolidating here, didn't break above. This is one of those things. You try to take an invasion, but didn't happen really. It failed all the way down. But that's how I'll call it for the night. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's start trading day every day together during the New York close. Exactly my point. Stop loss has been hit. So it's something like, remember, as I said, for this, it's not something that I was trading. My daily account is not trading. This was the first stream of the day of the year, not of the day. So I truly appreciate all of you guys for joining me. Join me tomorrow again. We'll stream together and we'll get to understand things together and get into the leisure of trading together. Thank you so much. This is prayer, and this was the Ahor Fumo show. I love you all. Have a great day. Bye.